Hey guys, Miss Gossett is here. Well, we continue to learn about fractions, and we're learning now how to multiply fractions and whole numbers this week. When multiplying fractions simply, we multiply the numerators, the denominators, and then simplify the fraction if necessary. For example, we have 1/2 and 1/3. We simply multiply our numerators, and then we multiply our denominator. There is no simplification needed in this example. Again, we have 3/5 times 1/2. We multiply our numerator and we multiply our denominator, and that'll give us 3/10. Now, when multiplying fractions by a whole number, the process is a little different because our exercise is different. As you can see, we have a whole number here. So how exactly are we going to do this process? Well, we have to change the whole number to a fraction. And how do we do that? We simply add the number 1 below it. And now we no longer have the whole number 2, but we have a fraction. And we're going to multiply that fraction by 3/4. And again, we simply multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. Now, as you can see here, we have an improper fraction. Why is it an improper fraction? Because our numerator is larger than our denominator. Now, how do we do this? That's the same process we've done before. We're going to divide our numerator by our denominator. And when we do that, we'll end up with 1 1/2. Now, there is a possibility, if you guys would like to try this strategy, by simplifying before we actually multiply. Let's say we have 2 7s by 3 8s. We're going to simplify these numbers before actually multiplying them. We take a look at our first numerator and we see it has a 1/2 in common with our second denominator. So the 1/2 of 2 would be 1 and the 1/2 of 8 would be 4. This is what our fraction would now look like. 1/7 times 3/4, which will give us 3/28. Here's another example, 1/3 and 3/7. We look at our our first denominator and our second numerator, and we simplify them in this way. It's the same process as when we look for the least common multiple or our least common denominator. And now we end up with 1/1 times 1/7, which will give us 1/7 in the end. Here's another example, 5/6 multiplied by 3/5. We simplify the numerator with the denominator, and again, the numerator with the denominator. And we end up with 1/2 and 1/1, which multiplied will give us 1/2. Now, when multiplying mixed numbers, rename the mixed number as improper fractions and multiply the fractions, then simplify. For example, 1/4 times 8 4/9. We now have 1/4 multiplied by 76/9. What did we do there? Well, we simply multiplied the fractions. And now we're going to simplify our numerator and our denominator. And we'll end up with 1/1 and 19/9, which will give us 19/9. And then, of course, we use the process of division to find what number they have in common and then turn it into a mixed number. We end up with 2 1/9, because remember that 9 times 2 is 18, plus 1 gives us 19. Now it's your turn. Here are a few examples that I'd like you guys to work on. Can't wait to see what the results are in class. Have a great day, guys. Bye.